Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's video is going to be on assumptions and a sort of Q&A. These videos are quite good because they can dispel some misconceptions about you. I also enjoy watching them, so I thought, why not do another one? So I asked over on my Instagram stories if any of you had any assumptions about me or you wanted to ask any questions. So let's just get straight into it. So the first one, let's get comfortable. Before Slim and World, have you tried any other weight loss plans? Yes, I have. I dabbled in Weight Watchers. I've done the cabbage pill diet. That was horrific. I've done a few different things and they were all awful and I was always starving. And yeah, they just weren't for me. I know Weight Watchers is very different now compared to how I did it years and years ago. It's not as restrictive now, so a lot of people get on really well with it. Obviously I'm a Slim and Worlder, so I do Slim and World, so just do whatever works for you. But yeah, I have tried other plans before Slim and World. Tips for dealing with a breakup, love your videos, thank you. I'll link my relationship video down below because that's got a little bit in about breakups, but breakups are awful. Like, I've had one quite, you know, heartbreaking breakup, and that was a long time ago. We were together 7 years. We owned a property together that I loved, and it just felt like after 7 years, like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. Like, I was really quite worried about my future, and I felt like I'd failed, that I couldn't make it work. Nothing happened. We just, you know, we just grew apart. We stopped communicating properly. I think that was probably part of the problem. But I look back now and think, great, I'm so glad that we decided that, you know, it just wasn't worth trying to repair, because I've got Chris and I've got the boys and he's got a lovely family as well, and you know, I'm so happy for him, and obviously I'm happy for myself that everything worked out too. So just know that that pain is not going to last forever, and you know, when you think about it, if something breaks, if something smashes, what's the point in spending hours and hours and hours trying to piece by piece put that back together again? It's never going to be the same again anyway, so sometimes you're better off just getting a new one. Same with cars, you know, would you want a car that kept breaking down all the time? No, not really. Ideally you wouldn't, would you? So is it reliable? No, probably not. That's not a nice feeling. So yes, breakups are awful, but please know they could be also the best thing that's ever happened to you long term. You know, I do believe everything happens for a reason. I do believe that what's meant to be will be, and just trust that somebody out there is waiting for you. There's a big old wide world out there. There's more than just one person that will be a good match. So try not to worry. And then in terms of tips, just get out, just see your friends, go out, have fun. You know, don't sit there dwelling, listening to breakup music and, you know, getting drunk on your own at home and, you know, all those sort of things that I definitely didn't do. Just move, yeah, just try and move on the best you can. Exercise, you know, get out there, do things that you're passionate about. Date. So, will you be having any more babies in the future if given the chance? Probably not, unless there's a miracle and I happen to have one naturally, which when you've got twins is highly unlikely. So I I certainly won't be trying to have any more children, and I won't be, I don't think I'll be doing IVF again, so no, probably no more babies for me. When did you find out that you couldn't have children? It's always something I worry about. I found out in my early 20s. I always knew deep down, but I had it confirmed, and it was horrific. It's one of the worst days of my life. I went to the hospital, had some scans, and had some internal examinations like keyhole surgery and all of that, and then they showed me the photographs that they'd taken, and I was like, wow, that's pretty bad. And they basically just said you're never really going to have children naturally. I was like, great. So yeah, it was a horrible day, but again, you know, look where I am now. I've got two gorgeous babies, thank God for IVF. I'm so grateful, so lucky. And yeah, so if you are worried about it, then obviously find out, and then deal with it. Just go from there. But it is something to worry about. I know that. I know I worried as well, but know that it can be okay. It doesn't mean the end of your journey to having children. How do you look so bloody gorgeous all the time? Haha, I definitely don't look gorgeous all the time. That's really nice. That's really nice that you think that. Somebody else also asked me, how do I find the time to get ready, and have I got any tips on that? So I get ready when the boys go for their first nap. So in the morning I'll look like a zombie, like most new mums, and I get up and I'm with them till about 9 a.m. That time I do the milk, I get them dressed, I do breakfast, etc., and then they go and have a nap at 9, and that's normally around 40 minutes. So I get ready. If I'm going somewhere, I'll get ready then. If I'm not, then I'm not bothered. I just wrap my hair up, put some gym clothes on, even if I'm not going to the gym, and that's it. So do you ever have a takeaway? Yes, I do, not regularly, just because I like to cook, and sometimes I don't want to use the tins on takeaway. I'd rather use them on something else. So I do have them. If I did, it's normally Indian, because I'm obsessed with Indian food. I absolutely love it. That's my favourite takeaway. So yeah, I do have them, just not every weekend. So you're very good at self-control with regards to sins and sweet treats, etc. I was, when I first did Slimming World and I lost my weight originally, I was really good. Not good, but I was self-controlled. I chose not to have stuff because I wanted to lose the weight more. But now, no. Like, I eat loads of protein bars. I'm obsessed with them. I eat flexible sins all the time now because I'm not really in weight loss mode anymore. I'm not trying to lose weight. I'm happy just to maintain and sit, you know, where I am. I can have more sins as a target member, and I can have more healthy extras. So I'm definitely not really good now in terms of self-control. But do you know what? I don't need to be, because I no longer have those urges to like binge, and I think that's because I'm so much more relaxed now. It's not a priority to me anymore, and I don't beat myself up if I do have extra sins. So all of that sort of thing is really, really important, because as soon as you see food as good or bad, or you beat yourself up for having something, that normally triggers a binge. So being more relaxed and finding that balance is really, really key, and I do feel that I've got that now. You say amazing a lot, but it always makes me smile. I do say it. I'm really sorry if that's annoying, but I can't help it. It's like my favourite word in the world. I say it all the time, just amazing. It just really portrays what I'm trying to get across. Do you still enjoy vlogging? I do. I know I don't do it as much. To vlog where you know, carry a camera around with you all the time is really difficult for me because I'm carrying 2 babies. So to vlog is quite challenging, and I find it's more time consuming in terms of editing. So when you vlog, there's lots of little snippets that you have to edit all together, whereas like a sit down video is a lot more easier to film. So I do still enjoy it, I just don't do it as much. I find it easier when Chris is here and we do stuff together to be able to vlog. But yes, I do still enjoy it. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? That's a really good question, and do you know what? This question really made me think, because I don't actually know. I don't know. Obviously I'm going to be a mum, and the boys will be nearly 6 by then, which is exciting. So I'd like to be able to, you know, do stuff at school with them and maybe volunteer and help out, and obviously I'll still be a wife. I would imagine that I'm still doing social media. I'd imagine I'm still working for Slimming World, but I would like to think that there'll be other things that I might look at, so we'll come on to that in a minute. You're very positive and very happy and never get angry. I am positive, I am happy, but I do have days where I get frustrated. Anger, you know, it is in everybody, but it's how you manage that anger. So I can get angry, but then I'm quite good at processing that anger, and turning it into something else, or just squashing it. But emotions are emotions, and you've got to let yourself feel what you're feeling. My anger is normally if I'm tired or if I'm hungry. So as long as I'm not tired and as long as I'm not hungry, I'm all right. But obviously when you've got children, you are going to sometimes be tired, therefore you are sometimes going to feel frustrated or angry, and that's fine, it's normal, don't worry about it. But I do get angry, but just not very often, and it would take a lot for me to get angry. Little tiny things don't really bother me, but yeah, so I think it's normal, and I definitely do, just not very often. What type and how regularly do you exercise at the moment? So I'm not getting a chance to exercise anywhere near as much as I used to. I go for an hour's PT on a Wednesday, and I do a gym class on a Tuesday morning, which is normally about an hour and a half on a Tuesday. So Chris starts work later on a Tuesday and he finishes late, so I can go in the morning, and then on a Wednesday he works from home. So the boys are normally up for around 12 and a half hours a day. So I have that 1 hour for me on a Wednesday, and then I have the hour and a half on a Tuesday morning. And then the rest of the time, if I'm exercising, I'll go out walking with them and things like that. People do judge you for exercising exercising, and I just find that really bizarre when you're with your children pretty much 24/7 and you're having an hour to yourself. Like, don't ever feel bad about that, that's fine. Mentally and physically, I think it's quite important for me personally to exercise. And then let's go to the next page. So, what is the one thing apart from your gorgeous family that you could not live without? Food. That is easy to answer. I could not live without food. I love food. I eat a lot of food, and obviously you need food to survive. So food, 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 food. You're organised? I am pretty organised. I'm not the most organised person in the world. I do wing things a lot in life. But then with the boys, I am organised. You never get annoyed with your husband. Should we let Chris answer that one? I do get annoyed. I'm normal. You know, I'm a normal human being. I'm not a robot. Stupid little things sometimes can annoy me. So if he comes in and he'll like empty his pockets all over the table as you walk in, that's quite annoying. And sometimes like he's a little bit messy, that's quite annoying. But yeah, on the whole, he's not that annoying, which is why I married him. So we're all right, but I do get annoyed. What were you like as a teenager? I was a happy teenager. I had a nice upbringing, nice childhood. I had a lot of fun. I used to go out. I wasn't a rebellious teenager, but I definitely went to the park and drank and, you know, did all the things that a lot of teenagers did when I was young and who I hung around with. But yeah, I was a pretty good kid. I was a pretty good kid. I wasn't a naughty teenager. I was kind. I had lots of friends, and yeah, I had a good upbringing. You have a lot of disposable money to spend. Ooh, it's always really uncomfortable. It's very easy to assume stuff like this on social media. So you only see like a little window of people's lives. I'm good with money, so I'm good at saving. So since the age of 16 I've worked from 16, I worked in a shoe shop for a long time, which I loved, and that taught me a lot of skills and confidence and things like that with dealing with the public. Then I worked in a bar when I was at university. Then when I graduated, I got a job straight away as a graduate of fast track management in the motor industry, and then I worked for Slimming World. I had a successful career at Slimming World, so all the way through I've saved. I know the value of money. I like to buy things for myself. I do have savings, so I'm not rich, like God, I'm, you know, nowhere near. I don't know, I suppose it depends what you define as a lot of money. I really don't know. I don't really feel comfortable talking about money, so I'm really sorry. But yeah, if I want to buy something, then I'll buy it, but I'm not, I don't know. I really don't feel comfortable talking about money, can you tell? So yeah, I'll move on from that one. That you can be good fun. Oh no, sorry. That you're good fun, but can be strict when you need to be with regards to management. No. So I hope that I'm good fun. I like to have a laugh. I like to go out. I like to enjoy myself. And yeah, I'm an outgoing person. I love people. Can I be strict? No, definitely not. So as a manager, I'm more kind of like led by example. So I didn't like to ask people to do something that I wasn't prepared to do myself. I was more there to develop and support, be there for people. I wasn't there to be strict, or, you know, the hierarchy isn't that you do what I say. Like, no. I wasn't like that at all, and hopefully my team would back me up on that. We achieved a lot as a team. We were top 5 team of the year, which was amazing, and that was just from being a team, so all of us working together and supporting each other. So are you planning any more holidays abroad this year with the boys? I don't know. I hope so, but nothing is booked at the moment. But yeah, fingers crossed I will be going on holiday again. How do you kind of decline cakes and things at parties without people questioning why you don't want to eat it? So it's very easy for me because everybody knows that I do Slimming World. But before, I just say no thank you. That's it. I never used to feel that I had to explain why I didn't want to eat it. I didn't feel bad for saying no thank you. And then sometimes I'd have it. So yeah, I won't worry too much about how you come across when you want to decline something. You can always say you don't like it or you're allergic if you really want it. But I just used to say no thank you. So, have you ever considered laser hair removal? What are you trying to say? Have I got a moustache? Have I got a beard? Do I look like a gorilla on screen? Yeah, I don't really have a lot of hair, so my arms aren't hairy. Obviously I've got hair on my head, but I'm not a hairy person, so I've never considered laser hair removal, but maybe I should. Maybe you're trying to tell me something. How do you feel when people say you've got a favourite twin? Oh, okay. So this has come up quite a lot and I have talked about it before, so I'll link the previous video. When it first started getting said, it upset me and it did hurt me, and I used to get a bit, you know, like, oh my god, why are they saying that? But I don't have to justify the way I bring up my children, and people on Instagram have taught me that, because when I felt like I've had to explain myself before, people are like, Nikki, it's your life, don't justify yourself to anyone. So I don't, you know, I try not to, but it is hard if people think that I have a favourite twin. Like, I could not have children. I am so lucky that I ended up with 2 babies. Grayson is amazing. He's funny. He's got a really big personality. He's a lovely, lovely, lovely boy, but he's a bit more hard work. So I do end up spending a bit more time with him sometimes. It's a lot less now he's older, which is brilliant. Lawson is the most angelic, beautiful, laid back, chilled out, happy little baby. Like, oh my god, I could literally cry just talking about him. He's so chilled. So they have different needs, and I think if you've got children, you should get that. Like, I'm sure you get that. Like, nobody has a favourite. It's just sometimes you might have to spend more time with one than the other, or they just have different needs in general. But I love them both so much. It just gets a bit silly that people think that I've got a favourite. If that's how it comes across, then, you know, it's not the case. So hopefully most people realise that that is not the case. But yeah, I don't really try and buy into any of it anymore. I try not to take it to heart because I know that is not true. Is there any way that you would do a live Slimming World meeting because you're so inspirational? Thank you so much. So I'm assuming that you mean like a virtual one. So you can join Slimming World online, but at the moment virtual classes don't exist, but it is a really good idea. It's not something that I've ever heard is going to happen. For me, going to a group is way more effective than actually doing Slimming World online. I think the support you get from group is just far superior, but it depends on your life and what works for you, and some people are really shy and they don't want to go to a group, so who knows, maybe that should be one of my goals, to be a virtual Slimming World consultant. What else have we got here? I'm on a budget. Have you got any recommendations for good overall skin moisturiser or body wash? I buy whatever's on offer with body wash and shower gel. And in terms of skincare, yeah, so I use the Image skincare mainly, but if I want a cheaper one for like the gym and things like that, I use Body Shop Vitamin C. It's fantastic, so that is a lot more affordable if you want a more budget-based recommendation. Do you stick to plan? No, did you stick to plan 100% in the 3 months that you lost 3 stone? Did you do anything extra? No, I didn't do anything extra. I just followed food optimizing. No tricks, no secrets, nothing like that. Do you have a cleaner? I've been asked this before, and I have talked about this in my last video. I do. She's lovely, lovely, lovely lady. She comes once every fortnight and she just does 2 hours and that's it. So the rest of the time, you'll know if you've got kids, your house does not stay tidy for long. Like literally after breakfast, it's all a mess again. So all of the rooms, apart from the bathroom, I clean all the time. The bathroom, she'll come in and clean it, and then Chris tends to try and keep up with the cleaning with those. So we try and like split the role. But yeah, I have to have things tidy and clean, so I'm doing it like every single day as we go. And then she just helps out, so it doesn't kind of get on top of us once every fortnight. Long-term career plans, Slimming World based or more YouTubing and vlogging? I really don't know. So like I said earlier, I kind of need to sit down really and think about what I do want to do long term. I still love Slimming World, still passionate about Slimming World. I can't see my life without Slimming World in it. In terms of more YouTube and stuff, I do that as I go. It's more of a hobby than a career, but my actual Instagram and stuff, I would like to make more of a career out of long term. How? I don't know yet. There's a few things that I'm thinking about, but we shall see. So at the moment it's kind of like up in the air. So the next question was, do you have any more goals that you'd like to accomplish? I do. I think I just need to sit down and have a little think about what they are. One of them I've got, but I don't really want to share it in case I sound silly or it doesn't happen. But I have got one goal, that hopefully one day I will make happen, so we shall see. You're a beautiful, honest, caring lady and a brilliant mummy to your beautiful boys. Wow, that is so nice. Thank you. That is so, so nice. I'm really glad that you think that. That's really, really lovely. Thank you. So I have a few more questions. Which one should we do next? Should we get into the last one? I was going to save till last, I think. Oh, isn't it amazing that your boys are so different? Both are so gorgeous in their own way. Thank you. A lot of people think that Lawson looks like me and Grayson looks like Chris, which I guess is true. And then the last one, there's two, and they kind of link. So I assume that you don't waste your time reading those horrendous bullying pages. And what was the other one? Let me find the other one. Sorry about this, I should have been a bit more organised. Have you seen that horrible website that slates Instagrammers? I hope not. I have seen it. I went on when I first heard about it, which wasn't that long ago actually. I didn't even know that it existed. And I did have a little read, and it was very nice to read. But I don't go on it. I don't check it. I don't want to know what they're saying about me. I had to go on it just not long ago, so I've been on it twice. And I did end up reading some of it. I didn't go through a lot of it, but I did end up reading some of it, and it wasn't nice, you know. I'm not going to lie, I'm not made of stone, you know. When you read things about you, it is quite like, oh, like gut-wrenching to read. But I have a few different opinions on these. I've got a few different perspectives on stuff like this. So, you know, if quite a few people follow you, not everyone's going to like you, and that is absolutely fine. And in the real world, in real life, people will talk about you. You know, people do talk about people. It's normal. And I think that if you keep it on that website and you just talk about people on there, then that's much better than bringing it to your profile and stuff. So for me, if they're saying what they want to say about me and they're having a little chat with their mates, that's okay. Like, just leave it on there. Sometimes I do feel it crosses the line a little bit, and it could be defined as bullying. I personally don't feel bullied because I'm not the sort of person that would accept being bullied in real life. So because I don't read it, it doesn't hurt me on a daily basis. But I just think, you know, when people are affected by it, it's really sad, and that really, really upsets me. So I know some people have been massively affected by these websites, and it's really horrible. You know, there was a little boy recently that's killed himself because he was being bullied, and it can't, you know, it can't carry on. That can't be the world that we live in. It's just not nice. But you've also got to be adult enough when you are an adult as opposed to a child to know that these things are going to happen, and when you put yourself out there, you are going to have people saying things about you. So I can only be me. I have one life, and I have to live my life for me and my family and my children, and do what makes us happy and myself happy. You have to be true to yourself. I'm not going to be fake. I'm not going to pretend to be something that I'm not. And if I do things that you don't like, or I wear clothes that you don't like, or if you don't like my makeup, my hair, you think I look old, whatever, that is your opinion. But it's just not nice then to go on and try and force those opinions on somebody on their social media. So I do delete comments that are cruel or that are not nice, and I do block people that are horrible to me. And in the real world, I would do the same. So if someone was being horrible, I'd walk away, or I wouldn't accept it, or I'd end a friendship if the friendship, you know, wasn't going anywhere and they're being negative about me, whatever. You know, I just think that my family might have to read that, or my friends might have to read it if I leave it on there, or my followers will go and stick up for me, people that follow me, and then it just takes a lot of my time up there, and having to reply, or, you know, speaking to people that don't like me, so they're never gonna, you know, they're never gonna accept what I'm saying anyway. So what's the point in, you know, spending my time on replying to things that are really not very nice? So I think, fine, if you want to talk about me, but I won't go on there and read it. You know, that's a promise that I make to myself, that I had to recently, but I swore I would never go on it again. And yeah, I just think it's the world we live in, unfortunately. I don't really have anything else to say about that. I just think you can only do what makes you happy, and that's it. As long as you're, you know, being true to yourself, then what more is there to life? You spend a lot of your earlier ages, like I suppose as a teenager, really worrying what people think, and you know, I worried what people thought of me for a long time, but I can't anymore. It's just it's draining, and it won't make you happy. So yeah, just do you, just do you. So I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope that answered some of your assumptions and some of your questions, and if you did enjoy, don't forget to give it a quick thumbs up, and I would love it if you subscribed to my channel and became a part of our little family on here. So have an amazing day, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.